What I'm going to be doing is answering the question, how happy are the residents of Skyrim? Because a lot of people have been discussing, in the modern day about the importance of mental health. And I just want to say right here, right now, I agree with that. But shouldn't we be thinking about the poor people who live in towns such as Solitude, Markarth, and Whiterun? I think we should. I don't think we're giving them enough time. And I'm here to do that. A home's near you. So what I'm going to be doing is going around and just checking in on how people are getting on in the world of Skyrim. But I'm also going to back that up with some stats and facts, people, because, there'd be no point in doing it without stats and facts. So I've come up with an spreadsheet. Oh, yes. I'm spreadsheeting this bitch. Every single member, the populace of Whiterun, is that how you would say it? I've got their gender, unless I've forgotten what it is. And before you come at me, the game literally puts a gender on the character. It can either be male, female, or child. I can't do anything about that. What I'm going to be doing is finding out if they've suffered or are currently suffering with mental health issues. I'm going to find out if they're currently happy or sad. I'm going to give them a happiness rating from 1 to 10. I'm going to find out what their social, economic, class, or background is. See if we can find out if there are particular members of the population in different positions on the socio-economic ladder, and see if that affects their mental well-being in-game. And I'm also going to write down some causes of distress as well, just to make sure that we know what's going on here. So I've set up a new profile for this escapade. So Sir David Heron will be the person that I send out into the world of Skyrim. He's going to be my emissary. He's going to be my man in the field, my man on the ground, Sir David Heron. I should probably do I need to customize Sir Dave Heron's profile, I think. Can we get a picture of Sir Dave Heron? Oh, I don't care. That is Sir David Heron. I'm just getting pure Heron vibes from that. Add location. Mental health. Mental health is a location, if you want it to be. Mental health daytime. So that then specifies that there is no darkness there. There's no ambiguity here. This is daytime mental health. Slightly threatening, but that is what David Heron is all about. Lovely. I'm going to put my controller down. This is taking fucking forever. When Ralof, whatever he's called, looks at Sir Dave Heron, realizes he's a mental health aficionado. Sir Dave is here. Sir Dave is ready.
Hey, you're finally awake.
Woo! Don't think there'll be any dirt or scars on his face. He's not that kind of person. Nose type, big. Just the sort of nose that gets stuck in your business, I think a low jaw. Sir Dave Heron does not laugh. That is screaming Sir Dave Heron. And let's give him a really low mouth. There we go. Put his chin really far backwards. That'll freak people out, won't it? I mean, he looks proper Brexit there, doesn't he? Facial hair is going to be important here. I think that big mustache has to be getting up in people's business. I'm happy with that. I think Sir Dave Heron has taken shape. CBE. I'm not going to knight him in-game just yet. He has to earn that.
What are you doing in Skyrim?
I've told you. I'm here to survey the mental health of your residents and population, to aggressively insist that the members of your population maintain their mental well-being, or else. This is Sir Dave Heron. He is purely an onlooker. He will not get involved in matters that do not concern him. So I think David has come across a few members of the Whiterun population, just killed a giant. So that's got to affect them mentally.
That's taken care of.
Oh, she sounds like some sort of warrior person. Her name is the Huntress, which suggests that she takes pride in delivering the final blow, in killing, basically, which has got to have some effect on mental well-being, I would say. Okay, so we're getting a bit more backstory here. She fights to honor her mother, so she's definitely scarred. Let's see if there's anyone here at the stables that might be... Oh, there's someone over here.
Suppose so.
This guy seems very confident. He seems very chilled out. He doesn't seem to have any worries. I'm not concerned about his mental health, and I don't think David Heron would be either. Found someone else to have a chat to. Okay, Skullvar's his father, and I think that often a lot of mental health and in terms of how you're feeling is to do with your family life and how your parents are feeling at that moment in time. He's in a very stable place.
Keeping an eye on you.
Okay, this guard is keeping an eye on David. I don't think that'll affect him too much. I think David's the sort of person who'll be able to deal with that sort of passive-aggressive situation, I would say. Let's eavesdrop.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own.
Adrian Avenici. Oh, David Heron got a bit close there. Steady on. He's under a lot of pressure, which will be taxing on the mind. She's been expected to make a lot of weapons. And look at that, she's straight away on with it after that conversation. So she's under a lot of pressure here. This woman is being worked hard. She's under a lot of pressure, and she does not back herself, even in her own field and her own area of expertise. She's working all day hours. There's already signs that she's not in a good place. This woman is overworked. There's our man David Heron. He's not going to be satisfied with the way that Ajan Avanici is being treated or how she's feeling at the moment. Okay, I think Heron's stumbled across an old lady here.
Sorry, pup, but I'm not quite in the mood.
It seems that she does some sort of tarot.
Oh, I tell the future, all right.
Oh,
Life.
she's just tired. I think age might be she's getting on a bit, isn't she? Yeah, she's clearly struggling. Poor woman. There's a lot of people to chat to here, it seems. So let's first start off with this chap here, Honoriath. Oh, okay. He seems very proud of his produce. Doesn't sound like any impending doom is about to befall him. I can't possibly envisage, anything dropping out of the shadows to cause him any sort of harm anytime in the near future. Oh, he's spotted someone here. He's getting a bit of a shufty on.
Are you gonna let me watch or not?
Okay, very rude. That suggests he's got something on his mind.
A man of my station has many debts.
I don't think this guy is feeling particularly secure and happy with himself. I think there's a lot
I
of
work with my mother.
a lot of worry, a lot of overheads for this guy. This kind of time at night, it's about 10 to 9. Let's head into the local inn and see how people are doing in there. Oh, okay, quite a few people in here, quite a busy inn. So who have we got here? John. This woman, I don't know if you can see, there's a woman over here, silver hair, who seems to be really taken by David Heron here.
They are saying dragons have returned to Skyrim.
Yeah, seems that way. This guy is concerned about dragons returning to the land. He's also concerned about what he thinks is a pretty petty family feud.
What do you need?
Someone's trying to talk to David Heron while he's on the job. Please, let me work. John Battleborn is at least slightly troubled. I think we have to come and interview this woman next, over there.
This is a local favorite.
She has been looking at David Heron for the last, I don't know how long. Oh, let's sit down next to this woman that's been, I can't sit down there. David Heron unable to graft. This lady appears to be drunk. She's clearly struggling with some sort of issues because, drinking her sorrows away, who would do that? Who knows? Maybe she's going through some sort of difficult relationship. She's taller. She's considerably taller than David Heron. Oh, no, Heron. Calm down. That's the thing with David Heron. He sometimes oversteps the mark. We need to watch out for that. But anyway, this woman appears to be drinking her sorrows away. So I'm going to say that there is... she's... Okay, this is mutual now. This is a mutual... She's coming on to Heron. I think David Heron should take a step back from this situation. Getting some similarities between these two. I don't know, some sort of connection. But David Heron might be just going down the wrong thought path. Appears to be a very grubby man sat in this chair. Let's see what he's all about. Okay, always drunk. Okay, he's only willing to have social interactions with people that are willing to get him drunk. This guy is in a deep, dark place, whether he knows it or not. There's a person who appears to be the owner of this establishment.
I enjoy this work well.
Oh, she enjoys the work.
Wake up.
She says she enjoys the work. She seems pretty happy. She did suggest that she might be willing to retire soon.
Hulda's the one to talk to.
She's got quite of a strange tone. Suggests that she's maybe looking over her shoulder. This chap's banging the drum, seems to be having a good time of it.
If it's a lady you're looking for, you best look elsewhere.
So this guy
Some parting
seems
advice?
to back himself as a womanizer. He seems to be
This is
very
a
happy
local
with his
favorite.
job as a bard. He seems to be a bit of a cock, to be honest with you, but it's often that the cockiest cocks are the cocksmen that cock themselves into positions of not really cocking up in terms of their cockness and cocky cocksure. Cock. So I'm going to go ahead and say that he is just too much of a cock to experience mental health issues. Okay, this guy's not happy with the security in the city. The public servicemen. He doesn't feel that they're doing a good enough job. So, there's clearly a lot on his mind. He's drunk. That's something else to take into account.
I own the Pelagia farm just outside the city walls.
Okay, so he said that there's a nip in the air. He's worried about his crops, and he's also frustrated about the war. But he seems pretty confident and the sort of person that will be able to get through it, despite what will clearly be playing on his mind. What have we here? An older lady.
My friend Maven and I, we know our place in this world.
Something tells me that all of her worries and difficulties in this world will be taken care of.
Nazeem, check the Jarl's backside.
Nazeem, that name, David Heron hasn't come across that name yet. We'll have to do some investigating. Oh, pressures of work.
That's what you always say.
financial
Because
pressures.
It's always, yes, little fairy. We can go to the tavern for supper.
Interesting. Got the money to take her child
I work
out
with
for a
my
meal.
luck. Life's hard enough with all these men propositioning me.
Sounds like she's having some trouble with men.
All that matters is my daughter Mila.
Nice.
No man's going to get between me and my little girl.
Nice. Strong, independent woman. I like that. There are certainly things affecting her. This guy is currently stood in her... That's really This guy is so disrespectful. Look at this. Whoever this Nazeem is, what is that face? This guy, I'm not getting a good vibe off already. He's stood in her leaks, so that's going to be affecting her mental well-being. Do you not know the sort of effect you're going to have on people's mental health here, you twat? I haven't even spoken to this guy. He could be absolutely lovely. But David Heron's going to have to find out that for himself. Okay, let's deal with this bitch.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Sorry? Well, excuse me. What a twat. This guy's got no mental health issues whatsoever. Oh, piss off. Stop having a go at her. You dickhead.
I work with my mother.
What a
So fruits and
twat.
vegetables.
Look at David Heron. He stands for equality as well. You can tell. Look at that moustache. Who's this guy? Amren. He's unhappy in his relationship, I would say. Okay, so he seems pretty okay. He seems pretty chill, but he is going through some rocky patches and has certain anger towards his other half, his wife. So I'm gonna have to take that into account. Well, David Heron certainly is. Let's bear that in mind, shall we? You can piss off. You're not even in the Cloud District. I've never seen you once go to the Cloud District. Piss off. Let's talk to this lovely lady here.
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda.
Oh, wow. She sets her sights high. She's driven. She's determined. She's got a goal and she's determined to stick to it.
Before my ma and Da passed,
Oh,
I told them that
she has lost her mother and father, which is definitely going to be affecting her mentally, but she seems to be using that and channeling it in the right way. So she seems to be pretty handy as well when it comes to business and trading acumen. Freylia Greymane, I don't feel like we've spoken to her.
All crafted by the best blacksmith in Skyrim.
Oh, your husband's the best blacksmith in
Companions
Skyrim.
need-
That's got to
You should
install
ask him
some
about
sort of
his woman.
confidence.
Stuck-up, dung-sniffing Battleborn.
Okay. Lot to unpack here. She's not happy with the Battleborns. I'm getting the sense that she's still pretty happy because her husband must be doing all right. We'll go and speak to him at some point. So, oh, are they not the same person? Birgit, Battleborn, and they've got to be. They're clearly. They're not related. They're the same person, though. But they're from the families that hate each other. I thought you hate each other.
Watch what you're doing.
And now she's telling David Heron to watch what he's doing. So Birgit, Battleborn.
There's a rift here in Skyrim. Can't neither magic nor the passing of time make it right.
Sounds of it. She's drinking. She has the ability to make cups vanish.
War. You believe those pathetic grey manes still
Well, they're
show
right.
their
There's
face
one right
in
there.
public?
She's very confident with her mouth. The Greymane's right there. Fight, just bloody fight. She's a doom mongerer. She's messed up. I'm not confident that she's mentally stable, and I don't think David Heron would be either.
Need something?
Oh, I'm being. Oh no, Brenuin, leave David alone.
Here in Skyrim.
Yep, she just keeps chatting shit, doesn't she? About how rubbish everything is.
Greymane or Battleborn?
Oh, that's confrontational.
So I'll ask again.
David Heron is a completely neutral adjudicator. Okay, so this Idolaf Battleborn guy seemingly very preoccupied, I would say, with this family feud, which seems to be gripping. I think David Heron is getting a grasp with the fact that this family feud has really split this city in two and is causing a lot of mental unrest.
please.
Will you give me more information if I do that? Ah, you see, this is why Sir David Heron is a genius. He invested in this homeless girl to get her talking. That's why he's the man for the job. Can I adopt her? No. David Heron does not adopt children. I think she's a 1 out of 10. She's clearly distraught. Grief. Yeah, she's devastated. She's lost her mother. She's lost her parents.
Trouble in Whiterun.
Leave me alone, guards.
You have come.
I like to think that our man on the job, David Heron, has a bit more self-control than that, sir.
Oh, yes. Well,
Seems this guy is a very fierce and strong worshipper of a particular religion, and that religion has been dismissed in popular culture.
Let them come.
That's a lot of David Heron that we probably weren't expecting to have to see. Oh, look at those legs. Look at those legs. David Heron. This guy, yeah, his worship, his favorite religion, his religion has been outlawed. I'm going to put him down as lower class. At least that's what Sir Dave Heron has recommended to me.
Check the Jarl's backside.
Oh, who's this?
That's usually where he stuffs himself these days.
My husband, Nazeem. Oh, poor Alan.
Are you married? You look the type. Make sure you treat your wife with the respect she deserves.
Okay, that sort of passive-aggressive recommendation suggests to me that she's not in a happy relationship, and upon learning that that relationship is with Nazeem...
Alam, let's be honest. Your husband is an arrogant, domineering buffoon.
Yeah.
These are the words you used to describe him to me.
Yeah.
Remember?
Okay, so she's in a really bad place because she's going out with Nazeem. Imagine going out with Nazeem.
Now, am I that interesting? Or perhaps there are other things on your mind.
Based on the fact that she's just pretty much propositioned our mate in the field, Sir David Heron, who, I mean, do you blame her? Do you blame her?
Need something?
So sick.
Yes?
I'm getting nothing out of this chap. Danica Pure Spring. Oh. Okay, she's the one who's worried about this great big tree. Tree? I suppose. Workload and tree? I don't believe... Oh, sorry, I just trod on a sickly farmer there. It's just a bit clumsy there from our man in the field. Oh, God.
Just keep moving.
Okay.
Wear 'em out.
There's a fight going on. I mean, David Heron, I suppose, has just got to observe this. Oh, it looks like Aethys was defeated. That will affect him.
Fortune and glory, friend.
Fortune and glory.
Fortune and glory.
Not much fortune and glory in your first meeting with a mental health surveyor getting beaten up, basically. Tilma the Haggard, do you count? Are you a person? Do you count as a person here?
I see everything, hear everything,
Oh dear.
and know everything.
Well, that's got to be scarring. There is no way that she sees, hears, and knows everything and doesn't have some sort of mental ailment because she knows everything. How are you able to... What are you? Are you some sort of extraterrestrial being? Are you omniscient? Are you divine? Tilma the Haggard?
A good bunch of men and women.
She's very chilled out with her omniscience and omnipotence. How are you so chilled out? You know everything. We can only take at face value. She wouldn't lie to Sir Dave Heron. Look at him. No one lies to this man. Yeah, I mean, she knows everything. That's gonna mess you up. Well, that is scary. Scary stuff that Sir Dave Heron has had a look at there. That is something that's going to affect him going forward. Let's go and explore this palace thing.
So, you were
Oh, this is the local authority, it seems.
Do not stand idly by while the dragon
Interesting.
burns my hold and slaughters my people.
It appears they're all pretty
You've done
pent up
Whiterun
about this
service.
dragon situation.
won't forget
It's hard to get a
the
grasp on their current mental state because they're trying to involve me in some sort of quest.
I believe I am, yes.
Got to be some loneliness
so
being the
kind
only
as to
actual
deliver the
wizard in
frost salts for
a
me.
city, right?
I'm sure-
Passive aggressive, he's quite obnoxious. There's got to be something going on underneath, hasn't there? So let's send our man David Heron into some of these establishments and see what they've got going on. Starting with here.
The wonderful weather and hospitable people, of course.
Also a sarky bastard.
Not to mention my great fondness for dragons and petty political power struggles.
Okay, that's affecting him.
But without a doubt, the most compelling
giving that
feature
away.
of this frozen wasteland is the volley of inane questions leveled at me on a regular basis.
Okay, this guy is stressed.
But
Oh.
Thorold,
Oh.
is he nothing? So don't talk to me about suffering.
Freya Greymane has lost her son. This throws more context onto her character. But that's what Sir Dave Heron does best. He's there, he's listening, he's in the cracks, he's there when you least expect it. Grief.
They want to heap the fault on my family's good name?
Okay. The family feud is affecting this man.
I work for Bellathor.
Yeah, poor
a
guy.
general good
Definitely suffering with mental health issues. Bellathor is an absolute nightmare. So, yes. See what is going on in this. The Drunken Huntsman, which appears to be some sort of inn.
His drunken state, my brother mistook me for a deer.
Right.
He shot an arrow that pierced my, well, rump.
Ooh.
After such-
So this guy's
Thank you
been
very
shot
much
in
for
the
your
arse. I think it's fair to say that will have affected him mentally.
And together we will vanquish any foe.
Very strong mindset.
After all, where is the value in creating art if there is nobody left alive to see it?
10 out of 10. She doesn't give a fuck. But her mental state seems to be very good. And we have to think that being a murderous, rampaging person in the context of Whiterun and Skyrim, Probably not such a bad thing. Hello, friend.
Welcome to War Maidens. I've got small weapons as well as big.
Doesn't matter whether it's big or small. He's got a vision, a desire to keep selling weapons, and not much seems to be affecting him. Tell me about yourself. This is a great question.
You blind, boy? I'm a blacksmith. Any halfwit could see that.
Okay. He's very closed off. Couldn't really get a lot out of that guy. I would say that he's just ticking over quite nicely. Not much more to say about Mr. Eorland.
There's no more bitter enemy than an old friend.
Gotta be affecting him, right? So he misses his old mates, basically. Vignar Greymane is clearly struggling.
I don't have any money.
Oh.
You better give me 5 septims right now or I'm gonna bloody your nose.
Oh. So Lars Battleborn is getting bullied by Braith. Poor guy. Definitely will be affecting him mentally. Some sort of crypt? Hall of the Dead. Anders.
Also a sacred badge of office.
So
I misplaced it in the catacombs.
Ah, he's lost something.
I'd look for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless.
Okay, Anders appears to be suffering greatly from hallucinations. He believes that the dead have come back to life and he's hearing noises from in this building. He's clearly insane, and that is definitely going to be having an effect on his mental health. I mean, he's fallen apart. He's a shattered man. So David Heron is going to have to note that in his findings. We'll be getting towards the end of our research. There's not much more we can do, really.
Could be ataxia.
Right.
It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil.
Okay, so there's an outbreak of ataxia in Cyrodiil back home. That's got to be affecting her mentally.
I've lived in this city for 20 years. 20!
Right. So she's affected by the war, she's affected by the Stormcloak uprising, and deep down, she's scared she's going to get kicked out. That's what I'm getting from this.
I don't have formal training in the restoration school, but...
Okay, and she's frustrated that she hasn't got formal training. I reckon her mental health would be affected by the outbreak of ataxia back home.
Really know a woman till you had a strong drink and a fist fight with her.
Interesting.
You've been talking to those companions? Too hot-headed, they cried.
Okay.
Weak, pathetic cowards, the lot of them.
So she's been rejected for a job, basically.
It wasn't my fault. I told them over and over that it was an accident. They wanted me to prove my worth.
Accident at
So
work?
they threw me up against a young whelp of a lad, hardly old enough to grow his first chin hairs. I guess they thought a woman wasn't strong enough to hurt him. I didn't mean for him to die. Why would I want that?
Right.
Just lost control.
So she manslaughter or murder? Tricky line to distinguish, but she's definitely killed someone. We can agree on that, which is definitely going to be affecting her mentally. Yeah, that's going to fuck you up, Uthgard. Also, just as affecting is being rejected for a job. Our man here in the field, Sir David Heron, sometimes follows his nose. So I think for the last little bit here, we'll allow Sir David Heron to follow his nose and see where it takes him. Oh, he wants to go into House Greymane. Okay, I mean, interesting, but if that's what Dave Heron wants to do, that's what Dave Heron will do. Who's this? Avelstein Greymane.
Well, who I am isn't important. Let's leave it at that, huh?
Interesting.
Forget Solitude or Windhelm. Whiterun was the crown jewel of Skyrim before... Well, before... Never mind.
He's dealing with a lot of demons. Nostalgia.
My brother was lost.
He's clearly not happy. He's almost experiencing a form of ego death at this point. And I think there's an element of grief there as well. I think we can say that Sir Dave has done a brilliant job of surveying the population of Whiterun there. I'm going to take Dave Heron's findings, I'm going to put them into some graphs, some charts, and some stats to really get to the bottom of the well-being of the population of Whiterun and find out just how happy it is and what's causing the most distress in this fine city. Greetings one and all. Thank you so much for joining us for this mental health report on the city of Whiterun, conducted by the Positive Institute of secure health, or PISH for short. I want to thank our field researcher, David Heron, CBE, who you can see at the bottom there, for helping us out by getting his hands dirty. What we've done is collated that research into a document that we are going to provide for you now. So let's have a look at some headline findings first of all. David Heron, our man, surveyed 50 residents of the city of Whiterun, and of those surveyed, 8% were children, 35% were female, and 57% were male. And exactly 70% of those surveyed showed signs of having previously and or currently suffered from mental health issues. And the research of our man David Heron there allowed us to distinguish an average happiness grade for Whiterun of 5.4 out of 10. So those are the headlines. We're now looking directly and specifically at the 70% who we found had suffered from mental health issues, either currently or in the past. 12% of those were children, 55% were men, and 33% were female. Of the 30% who had not evidently suffered, 35% gave no indication either way. So looking specifically at the female population of Whiterun, as you can see there, an example of a female, 70% of the women surveyed in this research had suffered or were suffering from mental health issues. Comparing this with the male population of Whiterun, 67% of men had suffered or were suffering from mental health issues, so slightly less. And once again, slightly more men were described as currently happy, stable, or content. If we compare those numbers, 35% of women were described as happy and 39% of men were described as happy. Slightly less mental health issues amongst men in the city by a very small amount. Looking at children now, and this is a horror stat really, 100% of the children surveyed had suffered or were suffering from mental health issues. We were only able to talk to 4 children, which is a relatively small pool of evidence to draw from. We were shocked by the small number of children residing in the city of Whiterun, which begs several questions for the economy moving forward. I have received a recommendation from Sir David Heron to the local authority that they should maybe commission some research and maybe make some changes in this area and try and boost the youth population of the city, because they are going to struggle across the board if there's only 4 children in the city. Moving on to a class breakdown. So looking at a power ranking with those numbers. Looking at a ranking now in order of least suffered or were suffering. So this is the people who had the least amount of mental health issues in the past or present. But if we look at the ranking in order of current happiness, you'll see there's one major change, and I put that one in bold for you. The lower middle classes jump up from 4th place way up to 2nd, shuffling upper class, upper middle class, and lower class down 1 position respectively. Looking at some causes of mental illness in Whiterun, and we've put together a lovely pie chart there. 13 causes of mental struggles were given more than once. And of the reasons given as causes for mental difficulties, the most common were war, social feuds, grief, and dragons. Breaking it down by gender now, the most common causes among men were war, dragons, and social feuds. However, the most common causes among women were grief, alcoholism, and men. Fascinating stuff there. Well, thank you very much to everybody for tuning in. I hope that has given some important and enlightening information. And once again, many thanks to David Heron, who you see there on your screen, who conducted this fantastic research. Well done to him. Thank you for watching, and please join us again next time, where we will continue to survey the people of Skyrim. Many thanks. Bye-bye now.